how can I say things in such a way as to not say things controversially? How can I do that? I always like to start off with very simple, basic things. Gravity. Do you know, if I pick up an object, let's say like this little thing right here, and I drop it, you see it fall. There's this force called gravity that pulls it down. But what's even more important is that before I actually did that, I knew that was going to happen. I predicted the future. But here's what's interesting. That's not very exciting. That's not, what would be exciting if I predict that, I don't know, some spectacular thing. There's going to be an 8.5 earthquake that's going to hit Chicago. If I predict that, it's going to happen next week, Tuesday, at 3:30 in the afternoon. The earthquake is going to have a duration of 2 minutes. If I predicted that, that would be extraordinary. However, if I'm at the traffic light and the light is red, I get there, I stop. And I say to the person, the passenger in the car, I say, I'm going to make a prediction. The light is going to turn green in a little while. So the light is going to change from red to green. And then it changes from red to green. That's not extraordinary. That's just not extraordinary. Predicting the future isn't really extraordinary in and of itself. But what makes a prediction extraordinary? What makes it so outstanding? It's the type of predictions that most people don't make. Look, it wouldn't even be exciting if I were to predict, let's say, on a certain date next year, that there's going to be a solar eclipse. It wouldn't be that exciting because it's already known. Some scientists have already done the work. However, if I did it and no one else had predicted, and every other scientist had said, well, we don't think that's going to happen. There's no eclipse that we know of that's going to occur next year. We've calculated the movement of the moon and everything. And so I predict that. And let's say they even say, it won't even be a full moon. I mean, not a full moon, but a new moon, because there's only time a solar eclipse happens when you have a new moon. On that day it's going to be a full moon. But what if I make that prediction and it happens? that would be extraordinary. So predicting the future really isn't extraordinary. It's predicting things that no one else could predict. I'm going to predict something 10 years into the future. 10 years from today. Today is October whatever. Today is October 10th. It's October 10th, 2011 today. I'm predicting 10 years from now, it's going to be October 10th, 2021. That's my prediction. Now, if I looked at one of my calendars, I actually don't have it with me. But if I had a perpetual calendar, I could actually predict that, what day of the week it's going to be. I can predict the past, too. When they say predict the past, it's kind of funny. I know for a fact, for example, I was born on a Friday. If I would have looked that up, I'd find that out, that I was born on a Friday, which I already know that. I looked that up. I wasn't, I can't say I wasn't there. I was there. I didn't bother to look at the calendar while I was being born, when they were taking me out. And I was like, looking at the calendar and said, it's Friday. Today is Friday. I didn't look. I didn't do that. If I had done that, I think the doctors would have freaked out. Oh, God, he's talking and he's looking at the calendar. I think they would have, But that aside, right now, today, I'm just being silly. But the point is that I'm thinking about predictions. How people always have their prophecies and their predictions of the future. If you're going to make a prediction, it's got to be something extraordinary. That's the one thing about it. The best predictions have got to be extraordinary ones, not just ordinary predictions. Because there are lots of things we can predict easily, but it's the more extraordinary things. That's when you have to study and you have to look at things, and you have to look at patterns. So when I think about things that I really believe are true, I think about the patterns of things. And sometimes that doesn't always mean science. Now, see, look, I successfully said something that I actually originally thought of in a more controversial way, except I'm saying it in a less controversial way. And I'm going to stop and leave it at that.